Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel. As you can see, we've got another mystery game here from my local game store. They've done these wrapped games for a few years now. I finally decided to pick up a couple of them this year and crack them open on the channel, figuring I might look to add something new to the collection. So far, all I know about this game is it's a strategy game, 1 to 5 players, recommended ages 14 plus, and medium heavy complexity. There, you guys know as much about this game as I do. So we're going to unwrap it, see what it is. Then if it looks interesting, well actually even if it doesn't look interesting, we'll crack it open, see what's all in the box. But if it doesn't look like something I'm ever going to play, then there's always consignment that it can go into. So without any further ado, what say we unwrap this game and see what it is. Fortunately, there's a seam right here I can get into. And we are greeted by a game called Terminus by Inside Up Games. Let's see, looks like it's 25 minutes per player, ages 14 plus, fairly heavy too. Let's take a look at the back and see what this one is. Calling all urban planners, build a subway line to shape the city's future. The city is growing, and you've been hired to build a subway line to meet the transportation needs of its residents. Carefully plan your actions and manage your resources to accomplish both private and public objectives, earning prestige. Drive up costs for your competitors, or make connections with their stops to optimize your route. At the end of 3 years, the project comes to an end, and the player with the most prestige wins. Will your project stay on track, or will it go off the rails? Well, let's go ahead and crack it open anyway. Like I said, if it doesn't look interesting, I can always put it right back on consignment. So let's take a look here. Let's see if I can find a suggested retail price, because I know that UPC is not going to be it. But let's take a look in the box and see what we've got. Like I said, we'll do a full unboxing of it so we can see what's all in here. And if it still looks like something I might play, then hey, I might look into putting it on the channel. Let's see, and I just saw a comment on Facebook, probably on one of my unboxings. So we'll take a look at that real quick. So bear with me for a second. This may inspire content coming up yet this week. Okay. We can probably do something with that. That's a comment. That was a comment on Turing Machine. I may try to do something with that yet this week while I'm off. I'm actually off until Thursday. But of course, Wednesday we're starting the 1985 season replay and season ticket. So we've got the lid off. Holy cow. So probably a Kickstarter game, because that's presumably all the backers for it. But let's see what we've got here. We've got the rule book, which we'll give our thumb through to when this is all said and done, along with an appendix, project examples, agendas, advanced upgrades, and build upgrades. Okay. Looks like we've got a few sheets of punch board from the looks of it. Presumably this is all money. Back that. Save the punch board and put it under the insert to raise it flush. Okay, presumably these are going to get shuffled. I want to be very careful with this because I don't know if this is staying in the collection yet. Looks like we've got the game board. Which I saw on a glance, it is double-sided. So I'm wondering if it might be double-sided for the I'm wondering if it might be double-sided for a solo mode potentially. Looks like I see 1 to 2 at the top. And on this one, okay, so yeah, it looks like it is double-sided based on player count. So that's the game board. Looks like quick reference cards. Yep. Scoring pad, which is double-sided. Presumably action cards, I would be willing to bet. We'll see what they are when we get in there. We got some mini cards as well. These look to be our player boards. Okay, they are double-sided, but one set is, looks like one side's got an inset to it. Purple, pink, red, and yellow. Looks like we've got various tokens in here. Once we get into the rule book, that will probably tell me a little bit more about this. And then, of course, we've got components in each color. It was purple, red, and of course, we've got the Always Tasty silica gel in here. Yellow, and pink. We can throw all of this back in. That can go in there. It'll go in there. We'll put everything back in the box. There we go. I was going to say I wasn't sitting down quite cleanly, but it is now. So we've got that in there. And I think we'll stay zoomed up about here so we can give the rule book our cursory thumb through. Okay. Got the coins, of course. There's a turn order card in there somewhere. Agenda cards, demand tokens. What did I get? Looks like it's a game called Terminus by Inside Up Games. I've never heard of this one either, and I don't know. I'm just kind of glancing at it. Doesn't look like my cup of tea, but I might punch everything out and try it. I haven't decided yet. I did punch out the other mystery game I got, but I'm not sure I might give that one a try, though. This one I'm not completely sure about, though. Subway line builders and city builders, stuff like that, never really been my cup of tea. Let's see, you're just going through all this setup. Turn order and prime hub placement. Gameplay. It's only a 3-turn game, though, so it looks like it'll be a fairly quick play. I'm hoping there are rules in here for a solo mode. How did I get this game? It was another one of those mystery games that my local game store wrapped up as like a surprise mystery game. So this was what I cracked. This is what I unwrapped very early in the stream. So that's how I got this game. It's the same way I got the game I cracked. Yes, I think Friday on the channel. We've got actions in develop zone. Lobby zone, improve zone. Probably all spaces on the board. Apply and build. You know, if I was smart, I probably would have kept the board laid out so I could point out some of these, so I could look at some of these spaces. Actually, let's go ahead and do that here. The board shouldn't be too deep in. Let's get the board back out here so I can at least try to point some of these spaces out. Let's see, how do I want to put this down? Okay, that'll work. All right, so if we back up, okay, looks like the develop zone. So the develop zone looks to be this space up here. Okay. Claim a demand, build a development, assign lobbyists. That's probably what some of those other tokens are. Then we've got the lobby zone, which is over here. Claim an agenda, lobby a project. I'm not sure what that space is for. Then we've got the improve zone, which is this space over here. Purchase an advanced upgrade, purchase blueprints. Then we've got the market zone, which is down here, where you can purchase permits. Actually, purchase permits, purchase power. City building games are great, tons of strategy. Maybe I should look at this one. I'll think about it a little bit, but I've got a lot of stuff going on this week. Probably going to stick mostly to my schedule for tomorrow. Then Tuesday is going to be a very long day, especially with Pinot with Phoenix. And then Wednesday, it was going to start my 1985 replay and season ticket. So maybe we'll give this a little bit of time to kind of perk. Build zone is over here, where you can build your rails, claim a demand. Probably right back up here. How to build and rail placement examples. Making a connection. Using build upgrades, which is from... Trying to find where that is on here. Might not be... You'd think it would be in the one to... It would be on this side, but I can't find it in here. So it looks like each zone corresponds to a different color on the board. I'm not sure how that's going to relate, but it'll probably make sense if I play this game. Then we've got the end game scoring. Two-player game, so it looks like this has got an automa at 2 players. And solo rules. So placing the 1 to 2 player side of the, making sure only the leftmost column is visible. So the automa cards are probably hidden somewhere in the box, but I'm not going to go through all of that until I figure out what I'm doing with this game. So, okay. Okay, looks like based on this is a pretty standard beat the high score. So if you get a 70, the public transit system is now the pride of the city. Well, at least maybe I could trade it to you then. That's not a terrible idea, actually. Well, we can talk offline about. It looks like something you would play. Yeah, I think this is probably something that would be up your alley a lot more than mine. So I'm definitely warm to the idea of a trade, but we can talk about that offline. And a reference sheet. So you'll probably want to make copies of this and nothing flat. I may give this, I'm still deciding if I want to give this a look or not, but again, we can talk about what we want to do in terms of a trade offline, Jester. Because, yeah, I think you would probably like this game more than I would, but We can bring this back in. Make sure the bottom line's up. And that is everything in the box once it decides it wants to close for our other mystery game from my local game store, Terminus, which looks like a Subway city building game. Doesn't look like something I'd play at a first glance, but like I said, I'll kind of put this to the side. Actually, I forgot to get all the punch board and the reference cards and the appendix back in here. So let me get that all back in here. There we go. And hopefully this will still close nice and clean. Oh yeah. That will close easily. And now that's everything in the box for Terminus. Once I drop offline here, I'm going to be setting up tomorrow morning's game of Skies Above Britain. What was the other game I got from my local game store? It was this very small game called Biomos, which looks to be all about creating a planet for life. Looks like it's about a 20-minute game. So this one I'll probably give a try at some point. Maybe tomorrow if my schedule if I can get my other stuff cleared up pretty quickly. But as far as what that other stuff is coming up on the channel, once I shut this off, I'm going to be setting up tomorrow morning's stream of Skies Above Britain. Then later in the afternoon, we're going to go back to the baseball diamond as we play Stratomatic Baseball. I still might try to do Fall Classic at some point, just because that first attempt of streaming that on Saturday was a total disaster. The stream was not stable at all. So again, I'm going to let things kind of perk because we are getting near the end of the year where my PTO is going to be ending on Thursday. That's actually Thursday is my first day back at the office. But before we get to that, Wednesday will also be opening day for my 1985 season replay in Season Ticket Baseball. Before that, though, we're also going to have Pinot with Phoenix. And piece of advice for Pinot with Phoenix on Tuesday, if you guys are planning to stop by for that, I would pack a lunch and bring a flashlight for that one because I'm expecting that to be a long episode of Pinot with Phoenix. But I'm rambling here, so thank you for watching this video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone.